Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at the latest generation for the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Widebody. Huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this family sedan for me today. They get in some pretty cool pre-owned inventory. Check out their website, that link is down in the description. So this Charger is finished off in smoke show. They have a starting MSRP right around $83,000. And powering this family sedan is a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 that's paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 717 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the rear wheels, propelling this 4,500-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in as quick as 3.5 seconds, up to its top speed just shy of 200 miles an hour. It has a fuel capacity of 18.5 gallons, so you'll expect to see around 12 miles per gallon in the city, 21 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 120 inches. Its overall length is 201. It has a width of 78.3 and a height of 57.6 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this Charger, let's start off with all of the functional vents that are located up front because we have a lot to go over. So if we start off with the hood, there's a functional inlet right in the middle with the functional heat extraction vents on both sides. Very nice lines come off of the sides of that inlet. So it gives it a slight bulge to that hood to give it that added aggressive look. And then for the rest of the front end, upper grille, middle, and lower grille all functional, along with the inlets on both sides. So that 6.2 liter can get plenty of cooling. Now this also has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals, and the housings are just as thin as that upper grille. So it matches nicely, a very sleek look to it with the bodywork that surrounds that upper grille. And then with the wide body from the front end, the wide body adds about 3.5 inches on each side. So a total of 7 inches wider than a non-wide body. And those fender arches are nicely integrated into the lower section of that bumper. And then for the side, this has a set of 20-inch wheels. They're 11 inches wide. Really nice dark finish to them with that massive SRT red brake caliper. Hellcat logo is just behind that. We have the body colored side mirrors with a sunroof up top, and then some nice lines that run down the side. There's one just above that front door handle, and then it swoops back all the way to the rear with some contoured lines in that lower side skirt. But the wheels definitely give it a great look. I'm not sure if this one has been modified. It looks like it is slightly lower than a stock Charger. And then for the rear, this has the body colored spoiler with the backup camera, the LED bar that runs right through the trunk. All the sensors are in the lower section. There's more functional vents, and then that dual exhaust was right in the middle. And we can go ahead and take a listen to it because this does have remote start. So let's lock it, double tap on this button, let it come to life. And then you can use that button to shut it off if you'd like to. From there, you can use the button on the key fob too, or you can use this button located on the right side to open up this trunk lid. Now, like I said, this is a family style sedan, so there is plenty of room. There's also some hidden storage space underneath the floor, and you can fold the back seats down for extra items or space. And then with the back seats up, you still have plenty of room. So it's a very functional vehicle if you need a sedan and you need this amount of space. Now, as we work our way to the back seats, check out the interior paired with this smoke show gray. We have the beautiful tan with the two-tone design for the door panel, all of the stitching, some brush trim pieces, and then a little bit of storage space down below. And of course, the full leather for these back seats. It's even accented around the edges of these floor mats, which is pretty cool. Now in back, storage pockets behind both front seats. There's also air vents, auxiliaries. These are even heated seats too, which is nice to see. And at 5'10", I have plenty of space. I'm not even touching the headliner, just almost to it though, but I'm very comfortable. I could go on a small road trip, ride around town. Definitely a nice place to be with the amount of space. Now right in the middle, there's no armrest or anything, which is interesting, but you do get a good amount of visibility out of the back. So it's very open for your passengers in the back. Now you can also use this button right here to lock the vehicle, and then when you walk back up to it, simply just place your hand up underneath, it will unlock. And now we can take a look at this door panel. Same design as the rear, of course. There's all of the window adjustments, side mirror adjustments too, even memory seating controls. And then SRT is right in the middle of this seat. Really nice lateral supports. Automatic adjustments are down on the side, And this door opens so far, I almost have to fall out to reach it. So you can definitely easily get in and out. Now for the steering wheel, there's perforated and solid leather with some brushed accents in the lower section. And then we have a lot to go through. So let's fire this up. In order to do that, we'll bring this to life. And looking at the gauge cluster, as you can tell, the background for the tach and the miles per hour finished off in red, which is really cool to see. And right in the middle, there's a ton of info to go through using these buttons over here. There's also Bluetooth and voice commands. So currently we're under vehicle info, where there's the tire pressure. You also have a lot of vitals to scroll through, just depending on what you need to see for the day. So it's really cool to see all of that. I can scroll down to the performance tab now, where you have lap timers, you have top speed, 0 to 60, 0 to 100. You have a lot of different things that you can configure and go through. Fuel economy, if you choose to look at that. There's also trip information along with your audio, any messages that appear that you need to go through. And then under the screen setup, you can actually configure the upper left and the upper right and choose what you would like to be displayed. So just depending on what you use the most, you can quickly see it. There's speed warning, any diagnostics, and then we have the speedometer, of course, and back to that vehicle info. Now on the right side, all of the cruise control settings, there's also paddle shifters, and it still retains volume and tuning. So volume is on this right side, tuning is under that left paddle. And then on the left side, we have the foot brake down below. We have the headlight adjustments. You can pop the trunk. There's also dimmer switches for the gauges. Really cool design that surrounds the gauge cluster too. And that leads its way to the infotainment system, where you have a lot more to go through. There's the audio, your climates, shortcut to the controls, gets you your heated and ventilated seats along with the heated steering wheel. There's different apps to go into. If I push on SRT dash, you can go through the different driving modes. So you can set this up as needed. You can use the full potential and have everything in track mode. You can also go into your performance pages, which is a little bit of a downside. It does take a little bit of time in order to get into that. But once you are there, you have a lot of things to go through. All of these timers, gauges to monitor, G-force meter. You can even look at the engine. When you give it some gas, that will adjust. There's dyno graph too. Pretty cool to see all of that. And then we also have race options. There's line lock, launch control. You can adjust the shift light, and there's a race cool down. And then if we go back into the dashboard one more time, you have your shift light, you can activate line lock. Very cool to see that in a factory vehicle. You have settings, your phone, and then back to the performance page. So you can actually drag and drop different apps down to the bottom depending on what you use the most. You have the SRT mode, dashboard, you have projection for your phone, all the climate adjustments. It's a really easy system to go through. Now underneath that, volume and power for the radio, tuning is on that one side. We have shortcuts to launch control, the parking sensors, traction control, and SRT, along with being able to shut that upper screen off. So if you don't want any distractions, you can easily do that. All of the climate adjustments are laid out very well. Then there's on auxiliary and a little bit of storage in front of this shifter. Now with it in reverse, this is the backup camera with the guidelines, and then you have drive and the manual setting, so you can use either that or the paddle shifters. A little bit of storage with 2 cup holders and a small slot in the middle. You can hide those as needed. And then the glove box has a good amount of space with another auxiliary. Now the glove box also has a split shelf design to it, so you can place in a lot of items as needed. We have the manual adjustment for that sunshade with the rest of the sunroof adjustments up top. Even a sunglass holder too, which is convenient to have. And then a look at visibility is very easy to see in both directions. So you really don't have any blind spots for this. As we set off now behind the wheel for the Charger SRT Hellcat Widebody, this is always fun to be able to drive. We have an incredibly performance-oriented family-style vehicle. Because it's practical, you have the trunk space, you can drive this every single day, and then when you are ready to, you can pop it into one of these drive modes. Now I'm not doing anything crazy today because we have a very high performance vehicle that I don't own. This has so much potential to it, and the amount of performance technology that you can go through I think is extremely impressive. To be able to drive this right off the dealership lot, and once it's broken in, you can take it to the track, do line lock, you can drag race this. You have pretty much everything you need, aside from maybe upgrading some newer tires so you can get better traction perhaps, or doing whatever other mods that you would like to. In a factory form, this is definitely a sweet vehicle. The shifts there give you some drama, and again, not doing anything crazy in this. We have one turnaround here where we can test some of the handling. Not a lot of it today, but for a four-door sedan, this would be so much fun to take to the track, do some mountain road driving with it. I don't know if you can see me kind of jolting a little bit there, but the shifts have some drama to it. And I love cars that have that, especially something like this where you want to get that smile on your face, feel the shifts of this as you're rolling through those gears. It's definitely a cool vehicle to drive, and you do hear a lot more of that supercharger whine than you do the exhaust, which you can't complain about. It's definitely something that's cool. So let's give it another acceleration from second. Man, that does not get old. And as far as just driving this, you can absolutely daily drive this Charger. When you just have it in, let's just put it in auto, it's just like driving a normal vehicle. You can daily drive this, take it to the grocery store, whatever, and then when you're ready to, pop it into track, open everything up, and you are ready to go. So it's really cool. It's comfortable, quiet. It's what you would expect for a daily driver, really. And from second gear, here we go. Definitely a quick vehicle, and again, a lot more potential than I'm throwing at it today. This is fast. This is a very quick, performance-oriented sedan for right around $80,000 to $90,000 roughly, depending on which trim level you go with. You can go for some higher trim levels than this one, of course. You have all of this performance at your right foot, as well as everything that you can configure within this screen. So you have pretty much the best of both worlds as far as being able to daily drive this and then drive it straight to the track and drive it home. You can put your kids in the back, whoever else that you have with you for the day. It's a very practical, well-rounded type of sedan. So I think that gives it extra points because, I mean, this can be your only vehicle and you can do so much with it that you really don't need something else. It's that cool of a sedan to go with. And that supercharger whine never gets old. I really like listening to that. That's pretty much all you're going to hear. So you're going to be on the throttle a lot listening to the supercharger and some of that exhaust. If you put on an aftermarket exhaust, these things really sound that much better. But interior is what you'd expect, I guess, from a Dodge product, even though this is a pretty pricey vehicle. We do have some plastic or some leather covering the plastic, but it's a nice interior, I will say. For the performance that you're getting, you know, a lot of people say you're buying this for the performance, not necessarily the interior, but then you have that price tag for the interior. Kind of a toss-up between it. I think it's a nice interior for this type of vehicle. And as we come around this turn, I'm not going that fast right now, of course. And we'll straighten out around this turn because we have rear wheel drive. I have seen a lot of people comment too, it would be awesome to see an all-wheel drive version of the Hellcat. Dodge does make an all-wheel drive Charger. It is just not the one that you want, or the power that you want, I guess you could say. It has the V6 in it. If they had an all-wheel drive Hellcat, that would be pretty cool, because you can get very squirrely, of course, having all of that power. As I almost hit a squirrel, you have all that power to the rear wheels. So all-wheel drive, I think, could give you a lot more capabilities. It could give you a lot more practicality as far as putting that power down in inclement weather. Maybe Dodge will do that. They've done a lot of things for customers as far as even putting Hellcat engines in non-Hellcat vehicles like the Durango. So maybe they will do that in the future. Maybe we'll see something different, who knows? But it's definitely a very cool, family-focused, performance-oriented sedan. But that is going to wrap it up for this Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Widebody. Once again, a huge shout out to 704 Exotics. Check out their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and smash that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.